Okay, this is video number 2 on tools. We learned about ratchets, sockets, extensions, swivel, spark plug sockets, standard, metric, all your different drives, your 3/8, your half, your 3/8, your quarter. Talked about deep well sockets, 12-point, 6-point, all that good stuff. All right, now let's move on to torque wrenches, okay? This right here is this is a 3/8 drive, and this is a click style torque wrench, okay? That's what this is called, and we'll talk about how to use this later, but this is called a 3/8 drive click style torque wrench. A torque wrench tells you how tight the bolt is. So pretty much every bolt on a vehicle has some kind of torque specification, which means a tightening, how hard you should tighten it, okay? This right here tells you when you reach that. So let's say the lug nuts on this Corolla here would be like, let's say 80 foot-pounds of torque. Well, you would set your torque wrench to 80 foot-pounds, put a socket on there, and go around and put them on. This right here is a quarter drive click-type torque wrench. This one right here, this is called a needle-type torque wrench. And this is one that you may see in some of your toolboxes, but I don't typically like these because they're not exactly precise as the click type or the digital. So for example, let's say I said you need to go to 15 foot-pounds, and you start tightening it, and that needle goes over to 15 foot-pounds, that's when you know to stop. But this is not as accurate as the click type, or what's becoming more and more popular nowadays is the battery-powered torque wrench, okay? These are becoming very, very popular nowadays, and the prices are coming down on them. With torque wrenches, we're going to go in either foot-pounds or inch-pounds. So this one right here, it says right there, foot-pounds. But this quarter drive one right here is in, I don't know if you can read that or not, but is in inch-pounds, okay? So there's 12 inches in 1 foot. So let's say I had a torque specification of 2 foot-pounds, that would be 24 inch-pounds. Or if I had 24 inch-pounds, that would mean I need 2 foot-pounds of torque. Okay, let's talk about some wrenches. So the next drawer down that I have is the metric wrenches, because on most modern cars, this is where you're going to be using, so I decided to put the metric wrenches towards the top. This right here is called an open-end wrench, and this has an 18 and a 16 millimeter, okay, on either end. This is called a opened-end wrench. This wrench is called a box-end wrench. I got a box on either side, and this is a 12 and a 14. So this is called a box-end wrench. This is called an opened-end wrench. Now, if you take the box end and take the opened end and put them together, you have a combination of two tools in one. When you call it a combination, this is called a combination wrench. There's a combination of the open end and a combination of the box end. Most of your wrenches you're going to find are going to be a 12-point wrench. I don't know why a 6-point is not more popular, but they do make them. But most of the time, those are going to be 12-point wrenches, okay? Now, the next drawer down here, I got my SAE, my standard wrenches. Same thing. You have open-end wrenches right here, and your box end right here. This right here is called a line wrench, okay? And this is for removing like brake lines and such. So let's see if I can show you an example. So if you look right down here, there's a line right there going to the master cylinder, and this wrench fits around that line, okay? Or if you look maybe right here, the wrench fits around this line, and then this is how I'll take that nut off. Okay? So this is called a line wrench. This is not a open-end wrench. It's called a line wrench. It gives you more points of contact around that nut, and it keeps you from stripping it out as easily. All right. Let's see here. This right here, if you ever see one of these, it's an open-end wrench but with a 3/8 drive hole. And you may find ones with quarters and half drives as well. But this is called a crow's foot. crow's foot, okay? This is a crow's foot wrench. If somebody says, hey, hand me that 7/8 3/8 drive crow's foot wrench, that's what this is. This is a 7/8 3/8 drive crow's foot wrench, okay? All right, next drawer down, this is my plier drawer, okay? All my pliers in here. This right here is an adjustable wrench. Now, the way you use an adjustable wrench, everybody's like, the way you use an adjustable wrench, I know how to use one. Let's say I was using an adjustable wrench on this nut right here, okay? If I was tightening it, I'd be fine. But if I'm loosening it, I would be doing it wrong. If I need to loosen, I need to flip the wrench over and do it this way. The reason is because when you are loosening it this way, you are putting all the pressure on this side of the wrench. And this is your weakest side because that's the side that moves. This is your strong side. So which way you're putting the pressure on needs to go on the strong side of your adjustable wrench. All right. These right here are called vice grips. The best kind of vice grips to get are Vice Grip brand vice grips. If the teeth are gone away, kind of like this one, these probably need to be thrown away. Okay? Recycled. All right, this is called Lyman's pliers. This is for cutting wire. A lot of electricians have these. Needle nose pliers. These are called slip joint pliers because they slip like this to make it bigger and smaller. This is a curved needle nose, stubby curved needle nose, like a 45 degree on that. This is called side cutters, or maybe some people might call them dikes. These are not wire strippers, they're not wire cutters. Don't call them that. This is an extended pair of needle nose pliers that has about a 45 degree angle on it. These are called channel locks. Okay, channel locks. We've got different channels you can use. This is not a channel lock, although it kind of works like one. This is actually for oil filters. So let's say you want to remove an oil filter. These are called oil filter pliers. Very highly recommend getting these when you get into the automotive industry. Okay, these are also different types of oil filter wrenches here, different sizes. Here's one that goes in on a half drive extension. Okay, forms around the oil filter. All right, these right here are called wire strippers, and they do just what they say. They strip the wire. These right here are wire cutters. So I want to cut the wire, and then put these dudes in here like this. And if you look, it just stripped away the insulation. Okay. This right here can do the same thing, just a little bit slower. Okay, so these are part of your electrical tools. This right here is called a jump box. If your battery goes dead in the parking lot, instead of jump starting your vehicle, if you have a jump box, use one of these. This is basically a battery on the go. This right here is called a digital multimeter, or DVOM, digital voltometer. This one will measure AC voltage, DC voltage, millivolts, amps, hertz, and measure resistance too. We will go over on how to use one of these properly later. This is used by electricians and automotive technicians quite a bit. This right here is going to be called a battery-powered drop light, or just battery-powered light. This right here is called a, excuse me, it's called outside or inside calipers. That's what it is. I was trying to think. Sorry, got held up there. So these are calipers, and these will actually measure how thick something is, like that. Maybe you want to measure the inside diameter, like that. Or maybe you want to measure the depth of something. It can actually measure the depth of something. Okay. This is a precision measuring tool, and these are called dial calipers. Okay. All right. This is the end of video number 2. Stay tuned for the next one. Thanks for watching.